Warning! The anime you are about to see listed will be listed in a highly subjective fashion as the series are not yet completed as of this video's posting. If you disagree with the list or in some way feel like it discredits me, please understand that I also am not omnipotent and may or may not have seen your particular favorite anime this season. The anime I have and am watching this season are listed in the description below. Thank you and enjoy. How are you guys all doing? I'm doing pretty good right now. I got done with a couple of days of really long shifts at my work, and I thought I was going to be extremely pooped out today, but I'm actually not. I'm raring to do something. I'm just like dying to do something. And then as I was scrolling through YouTube videos and just trying to catch up on all of the videos that I follow, it kind of occurred to me, well, wait a minute, why am I watching videos when I could just make one right now? But I didn't really feel like I would have enough time to get a review up. So I was thinking of what else I could maybe do. And something that occurred to me was I did a top 5 for the fall of 2015. I'll link that in the description below if you haven't already seen it. It's a top 5, like what I think of so far of the season, because it's not done. And it occurred to me that, well, wait a minute. I finished summer of 2015, so why not do a top 5 there? And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Something I must say right now that I kind of forgot to add into the disclaimer is this top 5 may not reflect with the reviews that I did for these series. They may not reflect the ratings that I gave for these particular anime. And yes, all of these anime I have actually reviewed so far. None of these are not ones that I have not talked about. And particularly one of the reasons why I kind of mix up the top 5 for this video, whereas the ratings may not reflect my opinions of them. The issue is that some of these I've read the manga, or some of these are like adaptations that I've read, or something along those lines. So when I did the reviews, I was considering adaptations as well. In this top 5, I'm going to be talking strictly which ones were the most entertaining for me, which ones were what I thought had the best story, best characters, etc. You get the idea. Now, without further ado, I will continue on to the top 5 of summer of 2015. Number 5. You may be surprised that it's this one and maybe not a particular other one that I reviewed. Or maybe another one that you might speculate that I saw. But number 5 is Charlotte. Charlotte wasn't the best, which is why it's number 5. But it wasn't, in no means was it one of the worst. And in fact, I did say in the review that I felt like it was a very slow start. But do I regret watching the anime? No, I do not. Absolutely not. I feel like my time was well spent. I understand why the beginning was so slow. There's a reason for that. And my only one issue complaint that I have is how rushed the quote-unquote final arc is. Because the final arc is really 2-3 episodes. I'm not going to go into too much details about this anime. I should have it linked probably somewhere on the name that you see on the video. I should have it linked somewhere there. Just click on the name and then boom, it'll take you to the review if you are interested. But so number 5 is Charlotte. Moving on to number 4, we get to the harder ones to choose. Like all the rest of these are going to be pretty difficult for me to choose, exception to number 1. Number 2, 3, and 4 were kind of a mix and match variety. And number 4 was Jitsu wa Watashi wa, otherwise known as Actually I Am. Jitsu wa Watashi wa was a comedy, romantic slice of life. And it was a very enjoyable watch. I laughed. It was probably if I had to choose a comedy anime from summer of 2015, I would have to say that Jitsu wa Watashi wa made me laugh the hardest. Absolutely made me laugh the hardest. But I particularly like the idea that it brings up, because there's supernatural beings involved, and Asahi's a leaky basket, and he's trying to keep all the secrets of these supernatural beings. And it's really funny when things go wrong, and you get to watch the characters try and respond and react, and they do a piss poor job at it, and that's part of the comedy. Once again, not going too far into it, link on the name, just click on the name, boom, it'll take you. Number 3. Number 3 is probably going to be the biggest what the fuck moment for this top 5, if you have seen all the reviews that I have done thus far. Number 3 is Overlord. Overlord is the quickest way to summarize it that I'm 99% sure will capture the idea of it. Overlord is like Sword Art Online in that it's a virtual reality becoming real life. It's actually more in the literal sense of it becomes real life, because the main character goes into the game, and the game's closing, it's being shut down, and he wants to spend his last moments in there before the servers go out. After the servers go out, he's still there, and he gets transported to a new world that is basically similar to his game, but still vastly different. It's like an actual world with magic and all the other things that he has been able to do, he can still do. And it's in that sense, it's different from Sword Art Online, but it is a virtual reality concept, and he came in from the real world, quote unquote the real world, assuming that the world that he is now in, Momonga, is not real. Once again, click on the name if you're interested in the review, or if you want to know more about Overlord, there you go. The last two, in the top 2, I have to be honest with you, I am horrendously biased for number 2. But number 1, I've met a lot of people that are extremely opposed against me because they absolutely hated this anime. But before I go to number 1, which I will be talking about in great lengths, number 2 is Gate, and so the otakus fought. Gate is one of those action anime that makes you wonder if there's anything more to it, because it's so good you kind of forget that it's only action. And you're just kind of wondering to yourself, well, wait a minute, it feels like there should be something else more than just action. And it feels like where we're headed, yes, it does feel like we're going to get more than just action. But in the finest sense of it, it's more action than anything else. There's a lot of politics playing a part in Gate. And I'm not talking about real world politics. I'm talking more like things that are going on between countries is affecting what's going on in the actual storyline. It's actually affecting that. And there's even a point in the anime where the politics go awry, and all of a sudden our characters are facing other countries' soldiers. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I will say, though, that Gate is a personal favorite of mine. It's a personal favorite of mine in being the manga that it is. I just absolutely loved the manga. And I look forward to the second season of Gate in winter of 2015. Yes, there is a second season, just so you guys all know. Once again, click on the link in the name, and then you'll be whisked away through the gate to the anime review of Gate, and so the otakus fought. Number 1. What I personally think was the best anime of summer 2015. The absolute best anime of summer 2015. Hands down, everybody else can go home. Roku no Yusha. Roku no Yusha was without a doubt the absolute best anime of summer 2015. The only issues that I had with Roku no Yusha, and once again, link to the review, and you'll find out what I thought of it was. The only issues that I had with fucking Roku no Yusha, was how they tried to advertise it. They advertised it absolutely piss poorly. They just did an absolute piss poor job of doing that. Because, okay, sure, it might be action in the later arcs of the story. Sure, it might be. But in the arc that they adapted, there was very little action. And even with the action that was there, most people that came in looking for action went in thinking, okay, yeah, it's going to be like Naruto Shippuden, it's going to be like Dragon Ball Z, it's going to be that kind of action, right? It's going to be like Attack on Titan, it's going to be just blood boiling, right? No, it's more just intense, it's more like the atmosphere is much more malicious, and it feels much more dire. Not to say that those other anime, it feels really dire, it's just, it's not as grandeur of fighting. It's not as grandeur. So I don't care if there is an action-y arc later on in the story of Roku no Yusha in the light novels. I don't care. The advertisement that they should have done for the first season of Roku no Yusha, if they were to ever make any other seasons, is that it was a mystery and psychological anime. If they had done that from the get-go, this anime, I would have absolutely loved it. There were literally no other issues that I had with Roku no Yusha, except one. Except maybe one or two issues, which I won't go into too much. Roku no Yusha is definitely a must-see if you enjoy story, if you enjoy dialogue, and if you enjoy characters at their absolute finest. It is such a compelling story as long as you're not too focused on the end goal that the advertisement said that the end goal was. The end goal, I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now, the end goal that the studio portrayed for Roku no Yusha Season 1 was that they're setting out to go to the demon god. They're setting out to defeat a demon god. Well, that never happens in the first season. I'm just going to say that right now. That never happens in the first season. It is a completely different thing going on. And it's not even, we're not even in the territory that has the demon god. It's just, there is nothing pertaining to the demon god that we have related to. There is nothing pertaining to the demon god that is affecting the current story other than the reasoning behind the reason why the mystery is occurring. Once again, not going to spoil anything. Review for Roku no Yusha is up there. Just click on it. Bam, you got it. But seriously, guys, if you like story and if you like dialogue, on par with Spice and Wolf, if you know that anime at all, on par with Spice and Wolf, it's just like if you like dialogue and if you like characters becoming realistic to the point where you get so immersed into the story, you totally forget that 20 minutes goes by. This is the anime for you. This is totally the anime for you. Because I can count every single episode, about 7 or 8 episodes out of 12, where I was completely immersed into the anime, into the episode. And I totally forget that there's only 24 minutes, and the 24 minutes goes by because I was so intent on listening to the conversations. The conversations are godly. The dialogue is godly. I'm not going to say too much more than that, other than just, you need to give this anime a try. If you go in expecting what just about everybody else went in expecting, Naruto Shippuden style, Dragon Ball Z, or Black Butler, like whatever, Full Metal Alchemist, just, all these different anime, that kind of style of fighting and action, you're not going to get that. What you're going to get is intriguing story, development of characters, and dialogue. I've said this multiple times now already, and I'm just going to re-emphasize it just that one last time right there. Alright? So as you can see, my top 5 list is on the screen right now. It's pretty difficult. It's actually really difficult to decide which ones to say, watch this right now, because this is my personal top 5. I can say right now, watch number 5 and watch number 1. Hands down. Does not matter. I don't care who you are. You need to give those two a try. Now, number 3 is kind of a yeah, you can go ahead and watch it. It's not going to change your life. Not like number 5 and number 1. Those two, just, I'm not saying that they'll change your lives, but they'll change your lives. I'm just saying. Number 4 is more like if you're able to handle comedy and if you're able to handle a slice of life, then go for it. There's some fan service, there's some bullshit that happens, but other than that, Jujutsu wa Watashi wa is not garbage. It's not the best. It's something that I personally found to be entertaining, and it'd be great if you guys would find it entertaining too. And number 2, lastly, Gate and So the Otakus Fought. This anime, not going to lie, this anime was the one that got my interest into summer of 2015. Currently, we're in fall of 2015. There was really nothing catching my eye this season of fall. And because there was nothing of interest, like say a Gate anime or something along those lines, I haven't invested all my time. I'm not too terribly interested in all the different anime being given to us. I'm just watching the anime that I said I'm watching in the other video that I did top 5 for fall of 2015. Those anime I'm watching, and I am intending to finish them. Just letting you guys know though that, Gate is one of those personal bias things for me. Definitely a personal bias thing. But I just want to say, you need to give number 2 a try as well. Because Gate and So the Defense Force Fought. It's a good show. You may not find it entirely intriguing or interesting, but at the same time, you're still going to be able to kind of keep going because the pacing's good enough to the point where any newcomers can just come in and they'll just be like, oh yeah, this is pretty interesting. But then, man, when the second season comes out, I look forward to the second season. I don't think the second season's going to have the story that I'm thinking of right now that got me really hooked into Gate, but regardless of which, we're getting closer to the arc that made me really, really, really love Gate. But so the bottom line is, guys, Gate and So the Defense Force Fought is a good anime. Charlotte's a good anime. Jujutsu wa Watashi wa is a good anime. Overlord's a good anime. Gate is a good anime. And Roku no Yusha is a good anime. Once again, if you made it this far into the video without actually clicking any of the links, well, here's your reward. All 5 of these anime reviews have their link on the names right now. Go ahead and take your pick. They will link you to a new window, and then you'll be able to watch them separately. And then once you have them open at the tab, you can probably just come back here and admire my outro. Meanwhile, while you guys are clicking on all those tabs, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this top 5 of summer of 2015 anime. And once again, I'd just like to clarify that this is my personal top 5. I'm in no way trying to say that this is universally the best or universally the worst. I don't know why I said worst, because these are all best. Some of them you might agree with, some of them you might dislike or disagree with. In this case, let me know in the comments below which ones you thought deserved the spot that they had in my top 5. And if you'd like, comment down below and tell me what your top 5 of summer of 2015 was, and I'll be sure to check it out. As always, folks, somehow, somewhere, I'll see you guys soon.